What's going on, everybody? Matt Wacek here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to break down a few niches that I think are going to be some of the best to target for lead gen SEO specifically moving into 2021. Now, these are not going to be the typical plumbing, HVAC, and electrical or electrician leads because we all know those are great, but it's very difficult to get Google My Business listings in those particular niches. So in a second, we're going to hop into my computer and we're going to break down these specific niches and even some of the sub niches within the niches. That's count how many times I can say niches in this video. And basically I explain why I think they're going to be so great and beneficial for you to do this as a marketer. So if you're brand new to the channel, my name is Matt Wacek. I own a digital marketing agency called Landscape Marketing Pros. I also do a lot of lead gen marketing, so specifically building websites, acquiring Google My Business listings, and these are locally oriented assets that are focused on a city and a service. We rank them for that particular city and service, and we route the leads, which are phone calls, the people calling in looking for a tree service company, for example. They get either connected to an affiliate network where we get paid for each qualified lead that we bring them, or we route them to a business and they either pay us a monthly rate to essentially rent out the website, or they pay us per qualified lead that is generated, depending on how you want to negotiate your deals with your clients. But before we get into the niches, I have a short disclaimer, and that's the fact that home services marketing has not really changed over probably 50 plus years, other than the way that the services are marketed. Obviously with the internet, TV, all these different media platforms out there, things change. But the service in and of itself, the fact that people want to hire a plumber, they want to hire whatever, that doesn't really go anywhere. Whereas if you look at Shopify drop shipping, where the same 10 products are all being drop shipped from China by 2,000 vendors that are all selling through Facebook ads. For example, like a fidget spinner, demand goes through the roof, and then comes crashing down, and you have to start over and sell another product. That's just not how it works when it comes to home services marketing. It kind of just stays pretty linear. Obviously, there are the seasonal changes and whatnot, but as far as comparing it to something like drop shipping, where you have one product that goes up and then comes crashing down, it doesn't work like that. So these are the 5 niches. I'll go ahead and give you guys these right now because that's what you came here for. So landscaping, painting, remodeling, decks, and moving. I highly suggest that you stick around because I'm going to explain why I think these niches are great for 2021. And while this is not the end-all be-all list, there are tons of other niches out there that work for both building an agency around and doing lead gen. But this is not like the Shopify niche where everything's awesome, hurry up, go do it now, drop ship this now, and then comes crashing to a halt. Or frankly, when people are talking about the niche on YouTube, the niche is already probably spent because the people talking about it on YouTube have already cashed in on the niche, and that's why they're sharing it. These niches are not really going anywhere. If you go to really any suburban city with a population of 25 to 50,000, I can almost guarantee if you're someone getting started with this right now, you could build a website, get a Google My Business listing in these niches because they're easier than plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and roofing. And with a few months of diligence and patience, you could be ranking for that spot and either generating the leads to a network or call up a business. And with some basic sales skills, you'd be able to get them on board to pay per lead or rent the site out monthly. So anyways, moving into the moving niche, the reason I have this on the list is that I think there's going to be a little bit more demand for it, and there already has been in 2020. But with everything that went on in 2020 in big cities, people are getting out of the urban areas and they're moving to places like suburbs or even in rural areas where they don't have to be around the things that they don't want to be around. So again, moving is something that always is in place. People are moving jobs. People are getting sick of the place that they live, whether it's the weather or other factors. They just want to go somewhere else. Whatever the case may be, moving is always going to be there. But I do see it as something that may be a little bit of an increase in demand. But either way, again, these are all good niches. I can't stress that enough. So the rest of these, landscaping, painting, remodeling, and decks, people are spending more time at their home and they're not traveling as much. At least not yet at this very moment. Things might change in the future where people decide they're open to traveling again out of the country, taking a cruise, taking a flight, whatever it is. But based on the demand that I saw in landscaping with my clients that have been able to just absolutely crush it, multiple companies that were $500 to $2 million a year in revenue, adding on 6 and 7 figures in new revenue to their business in 2020, despite everything crazy going on. And I think one of the contributing factors to that is that people are spending more time at their house because they don't want to travel. And rather than spending the money that they would on the European vacation or wherever it is they wanted to go, they're putting that into their yard. So they can have a nice yard for their kids to play in, a paver patio and a fire pit to gather around with their friends and family. Same thing with decks, a place to hang out, painting and remodeling, updating the interior of their house because they want it to look better because they're spending more time in there. They're working from home. They're sick of looking at an outdated kitchen. They want to redo it. They want to have the newest trends and everything like that. So those are the reasons to why I think those niches are so good, is because people are just spending more time at home. And even if more and more people do decide to start traveling again, These niches aren't really going anywhere. I think the demand's still going to be very, very well. But if there is an economic downturn, being found on page one is going to only be more valuable because you're able to capture those people that are in fact having the money to go and spend on that $50,000 renovation project or $20,000 landscaping project. So comment below your thoughts on what you think on some of these niches here. But now lastly, I want to get into some of the sub niches that I think are going to be really good, specifically with remodeling and landscaping. So landscaping, the hardscapes are going to be really good. So things like outdoor living. Now that's not really a popular search term. So the search terms that you want to be going after would be paver patios, retaining walls. I'll just do RW. And then you could even do pools. I mean, that's its own niche in and of itself, but that's one option there. And then you also have custom fire pits. That kind of ties in with pavers. And pergolas are another thing, which could be in its own niche. Could also be in the deck niche as well because it is a wood structure. But yard renovations are another one. Sod installation, we'll see that right there. And so those are going to be some of the top things right there. Planting trees, planting shrubs, all that sort of stuff. So then when you get into remodeling side of things, there's certain sub niches where you have things like basement remodeling, you have bathroom remodeling, kitchen, and also home theaters, so building them out or renovating their existing one, whatever it may be. And so the last thing I want to discuss regarding these niches and why they're here on this list when it comes to home improvements, landscaping, renovation, painting, decks, that sort of stuff, is because the fact that these projects generally are going to be higher ticket, 5, 10, 15, 50 grand. Sometimes there are anomalies, there are lower ticket projects that are only $1,000. Let's say we have a web property that rents out for $500 a month. And so that's gonna be $6 grand a year for a business to rent that out. If it's a typical suburb with 25, 50,000 population, there's a very, very good likelihood if that business owner can sell their services and they do good work, they should easily be able to 5x that and turn that into $30,000. And if they're running at a 20% margin, which depending on the company size, if they're a big company, the margins are going to be a little bit lower. But if they're a smaller company, the owner's maybe out there in the field working, or he's got a crew and he's just doing sales or whatever the case may be for him, with that 20% margin, that profit completely covers that new advertising expense. And chances are their advertising is already factored into what that whole margin of 20% is, which is left over. So it becomes a no-brainer to them that, oh, for $500 a month, that's nothing. But based on the data that I've seen over the years, there's a very good shot of turning that into at least 5 or 10 grand a month for most cities for these types of niches if a company can sell their services and they do good work and they treat customers right. So one thing to take into account if you are going out there trying to get clients is don't take on clients that have crappy review ratings with people saying they got ripped off and all that sort of stuff by this company, because they're probably not going to pay you for your services anyway. So, but anyways, that's going to do it for this video. These are the 5 niches that I think are going to be great for 2021: moving, landscaping, painting, remodeling, and decks. And that's just a few of many, many out there that are all good for lead gen. These are just some of the ones that came to mind. Some of you guys wanted to see a video regarding niches that I think are going to be good moving into 2021. So if you like this type of content, be sure to go down below, drop a like on this video. If you're not already subscribed, go down below, smash that subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. If you'd like to get guided step-by-step training on how to build assets such as a website and Google My Business listing and rank those assets at the top of the search results, and then monetize those with either routing the leads to a network or finding your own clients to sign on board for pay-per-lead or monthly rental rate, there's a link to my course right down below in the description beneath this video. So with that said, leave your questions down below. If you haven't liked the video already, drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next video.